Hello everyone. My name is Shelby. Welcome back to my channel, Grace with Books. Today I am really excited to be doing my plan with me for my May reading journal. It's been a hot sec since I did one of these. Honestly, filming reading journal plan with me's take a really long time. It seems really short with all the sped up scenes, but it takes like about an hour and a half to film them. And I didn't really have that kind of time or space when I was at college, but now that I'm at home and have that kind of time and energy, I thought it would be fun to do my May plan with me with you guys. It is my first one in my new Archer and Olive bullet journal. That is so exciting, and I really hope you enjoy. I personally have been finding bullet journal videos really relaxing as of late, so I hope this can provide you with a bit of relaxation and a bit of inspiration, so I hope you enjoy. I am so excited to finally be doing my first plan with me in my new Archer and Olive bullet journal. I think that this month's reading journal spread is going to be super fun. I wanted to go with something light and airy for the new spring season and for the new month. I wanted something with light colors that would just make me feel happy, so I finally settled on this Polaroid theme. I love how it turned out. I like the Polaroids and the florals, and I think it all just came together really well when I was planning it. So I am super excited to be finally actually coloring it in and drawing it out. So for this Polaroid camera, obviously I did not do this freehand. Lord knows it would have looked awful. I found a really good step-by-step tutorial on Pinterest that really helped a lot, but I added a bit of my own style to the Polaroid, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out. So here, for the first time ever, I tried to do freehand brush lettering. Brush lettering is a skill that I have been working on over this self-isolation because it's something I've always wanted to know how to do. And even though my A is a bit, well, lopsided, I'm still really happy with how it turned out and at my first attempt at doing brush lettering without having to outline it first. So I am choosing not to see how weird the A looks, and I'm choosing to see my accomplishment. Now, because this looked a little plain, I decided to add the Hello Spring, and I thought it would be sort of fun to put little Polaroids all around it. I'm not actually going to draw anything in them because that seems like way too much work for me, but I liked coloring them in. I think it gives a nice intro to what the color palette throughout the spread is, and overall I'm really happy with how they turned out. The Polaroids are by no means uniform. They are definitely their own thing. Some of them are way out of proportion, but you know, I'm okay with a bit of imperfections in my work. I think that it makes it much more personal. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the overall end of this page looks. Okay, so now is the fun part. I've sort of been doing this thing where I print out a bunch of pictures that sort of fit the themes aesthetic for that month, and I like to put them on the page right before that cover page. So I found these all on Pinterest. I'm actually going to link the board that I made full of these May aesthetics down below if you want to check out that board and see all the pictures, and I don't know, maybe look at my other boards. But I really love all the spring colors. The palette just makes me feel so happy, and I love collaging. I think it's so much fun. It's like an imperfect puzzle, and it's just so much fun to see like how it's gonna turn out in the end, and I just had a lot of fun with it. So as you can see right there at the end, I forgot to print out enough photos to fill that little space, but I quickly improvised and decided to do a little color seed with all the colors I'm planning on using throughout the spread. I thought it was a nice way to introduce all the colors right away, and even though it's not exactly what I had planned, I'm really happy with the overall look. The final thing I decided to do for this page were to add a little bit of my own outlines and sketches to the collages. I think it makes it look a little more personalized, and I like sort of how the outlines all turned out. Some of them I regretted. I think that I just didn't space it correctly because it was all freehand with no planning, and I am a planner, but you know, there is a nice quality to the messiness. And that is it for my first page. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's a nice tone to set for the rest of the spread. And now we are going to move on to the next 2 pages. The first thing I'm going to do on this page is my month at a glance spread. I like visualizing the whole month out ahead of me, which is why I do this. I think it's just a nice reminder to see what you've accomplished and what you still need to do throughout the month. I am not happy, however, with the grid that I made. It's just super messy and I messed up a lot, but it's fine. Mistakes happen. I'll just have to live with it. But I think overall by the end, it turned out fine. I was just really upset that I drew a line too long and that the grids in the middle were freehand, but you know, mistakes are okay and it's good to acknowledge that. Because I love a good motif, I wanted to make the calendar look like it was also sort of in a Polaroid because I sort of wanted that to be throughout the spread. I'm not going to say it turned out great because I definitely forgot the fact that I had to write the days of the week at the top of it, so I had to like cut my Polaroid off a bit at the top. But other than that, I think it pretty much gets the message across. I decided to use some light colors to highlight the days of the week, and I think that turned out well. So, you know, not wholly mad at this, but I don't particularly love it as much as some of the other things that I did in this spread. I also added some more pictures down at the bottom to cover up that little line I drew, which makes it look very collagey, but you know, that's sort of what I was going for. On to the next page, I'm going to be doing my to be read section as well as my page tracker. These are 2 things I do in every single spread, no matter what, because it's nice to sort of visualize what I plan to read during the month, as well as how many pages I'm reading every day in the month. I love seeing that. So instead of doing just like a graph like I usually do where I write down all of the books I plan to read, I decided to actually put pictures in this time, just to keep with that Polaroid theme. I think it actually did turn out pretty well, but I didn't add the pictures in until later. And then my page tracker spread is pretty standard. I just sort of do a line graph where I put a little dot at where I read every single day, and then I sort of draw a line so I can see sort of on what days I'm reading more and what days I'm reading less. And it's really nice because then I get to know sort of my own patterns and habits, so I find this spread very useful. So as you can see, I added an outline to the to be read letters. I also took a quick break to go print out the books that I'm planning on reading during the month of May, which have already been announced. I talked about them a little bit in my April wrap-up. These are 6 books I've just been really looking forward to reading. I'm sort of doing kind of like a backlist month. These are all books that have been on my TBR forever and that I'm finally getting to. Some of them are releases coming out in May, but the rest of them are books that honestly I just need to read. On to the next page, we are doing another spread that is sort of a staple for me, and that would be My YouTube tracker. This is something, as I said before, I have in every single spread and bullet journal of mine because it's just a really great way for me to visualize what videos are going up when, to sort of look at the videos I have planned for the month and making sure I don't have too many of one kind of video. So just another really great way to visualize the month ahead, and it's super helpful to me. I like putting little letters on there to see if I've filmed, edited, or posted a video. Those are a really great way for me to keep track of what I still need to do for the month. And yeah, I'm just a very big fan of this spread. I don't change it very often because why change a classic? The spread next to that one is a new one for me, actually. I have never done a quote page. I don't know why. It's just something that never really occurred to me, but with all this free time and me reading more, I sort of do want to keep track of my favorite quotes from the month, so I decided to do a little quote page this time. Of course, I have it in a little Polaroid because, you know, you gotta stick to the theme, and I just like to keep this page really, really plain so I have as much room as possible to put down quotes. Now I'm just going to add a few embellishments to this page, make it all pretty, and that'll be it. So the next spread I'm going to do on the next page is also one that is very new to me, and I'm sure new to a lot of people, and that would be a self-isolation page, a place where I can just put some ideas of what I can do when I'm feeling bored or uncreative, just a little space for me to be like, okay, maybe I can try this today. So what I did here is I sort of made 4 different Polaroids, and within them I'm going to be listing some ideas. I think I'm going to do maybe 1 Polaroid for baking, 1 for crafts, 1 for things I can clean, 1 for like reading stuff. So I just really wanted to have a space where when I am feeling inspired, I can put down ideas for what I can be doing to just be more productive during this really strange time. The final spread we are doing is, of course, a classic. It is my books read spread, just a place where I can record all the books that I've read over May. I did decide to use the ruler for this one because I really wanted straight lines for this. I wanted to be very uniform. And yes, while that took a little bit more time, I'm much happier with the end product. I did have to flip back to a previous spread just to make sure I got the numbers right for this graph, but as usual I have a title section, a rating section, just checking off whether or not it's a physical book or an ebook, and then I also have a place to see if I have reviewed it yet and just the dates I've read it. So that's really nice for me to keep track how long it takes me to read books. And this spread is just super simple, but I think the colors make it so much more light and playful, and I just love it. I love this color scheme so much. It just makes me so happy. And now for one last flip through. I am so happy with how this turned out. It's basically like I imagined it. I added the colors and numbers to the May at a glance sheet, and overall I'm just so happy with it. I think it looks absolutely great, exactly what I imagined in my mind. I think that the theme of Polaroids and spring and flowers just sort of shines through, and I just had so much fun doing this spread. It was honestly just a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me video. I know I had a lot of fun sort of relaxing and filling this out, and I really love how the spread ended up. If you guys liked this video and want to see more videos like it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification bell to get updates on when I post. I post every single Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!